I think that what came to me at that point was that I was glad that this happened to us, as opposed to another couple, because I don't know what they would have done with it.
Our son Aaron called on a Monday, and it was in the morning, and he called and said he was really, really sick. He had a really bad case of the flu. He never hurt so bad. His stomach, he was throwing up, he was achy, and he was saying his neck was really hurting him. And I said, well, you know, if you don't feel better by this afternoon, I said, you need to go over to the emergency room. So I didn't hear back from him that day or that night. And so at about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, we get a phone call. They had rushed him in for a spinal tap and said the doctor's going to check him out. We'll call you right back. And they called back within just a few minutes, and they said he has meningitis. And the doctor said, you and Mr. Owen need to get out here immediately because we don't know if Aaron's going to make it.
The doctors at that point still did not hold much hope for Aaron because they considered it bacterial meningitis, and it's very dangerous.
Most people don't live with bacterial meningitis because they don't catch it soon enough. They get blood poisoning first and usually die. And if you do recover, a lot of times mentally, your brain's kind of scrambled.
I called my best friend, Jeff, and he was on his way to the airport, San Jose, at the time, because he was going to get on a plane and come out to Boston. Mm-hmm. And we had just gotten out of another meeting with the doctors because they had started the protocol. Nothing really has happened, and in fact, it was going back a little bit. And they were telling us, you know, that everybody wants to put these percentages on the thing. You know, you got a 1 in 10 chance, or 2 in 10, or whatever it is, 20%. And so I mentioned it to Jeff that the doctors are only really giving Aaron about a 20%. And I guess at that time he said something to me that I will never forget, and I hold it very true, that he said, aren't you glad we don't serve a God of 20%?
Yeah.
We serve a God of 100%.
So between all the people praying, and we're praying and believing God and trusting Him, and we really were, we just felt that we really believed God was going to heal Aaron.
And Aaron had made a turn at that point for the good.
Yeah.
And but I continued to stay there and pray and minister and try and do what I could. And the doctors, they were just shaking their head because they really did not understand this. Mm-hmm. So then it seemed like they were kind of backpedaling when they were talking to us, saying, well, you know, he is getting better, but, you know, you don't want to hold up too much hope, like, you know. And they kept trying to put more doubt in there. I think it was 9 days after we had gotten there that they pulled him out of ICU and took him up to, I think it's the 3rd or 4th floor. Mm-hmm. And he was up there for about 3 days in recovery up there. And 2 weeks from the day that we got there, he was sitting in this living room.
He was sitting here.
Like it never happened.